We would always be in lines every Saturday, ever since I could even walk. I'd be in strollers, but we'd always be in the lines, and then we'd all get the matching Jordans that would come out.
When we opened up, the sneaker game was booming. Around the time we opened up was right after COVID. People had money, I would say. People were blowing money, I would say also. We were selling shoes like hotcakes. Mm-hmm. It's like we were making pancakes that were shoes, and they were just selling because people were hungry, But yeah, pretty much what we relied on, we just kept stacking our inventory. I remember my front room, we had about 350 pairs just stacked up all along the walls.
Any off-white Nike we get, it sells the same day. If not, we might have it for an extra day or two, but that's like the shoe we sell the most. Any off-white Nike.
Hey, this is Andy with Kripke Enterprises, and I am so excited today. Today is probably, our 19th episode of Toledo Works. In this episode, there's some surprises in this episode. We've got some reveals in this episode. But more importantly, we are dealing with a 25 and 27-year-old entrepreneurs that are deep, deep, deep in the shoe game. Some people may say, what is the shoe game? Well, I'm going to let them explain it to you a little bit. But I've got Tim Beale and James Reditt from Citywide Soles. Citywide Soles is a shoe store on Monroe Street across from Audi. If you are over the age of 60, please turn off. Please move to another channel.
You'd be surprised, though.
Yeah? Your mind is about to be blown when you hear about what the shoes are going for right now. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming in and being on this episode of the podcast. And, one of the previous podcasts, I said I was deep in the shoe game, and I have found out I haven't even scratched the surface of the shoe game. But Tim and James, the simplest question. When you guys were 5 years old, is the shoe game the game you thought you'd be doing at this age? What'd you guys want to be when you grew up?
You want to go or me?
You can go ahead on that one. Yeah,
well,
first one.
I'm not going to lie. It probably was started with my parents, So
they were in the game?
Yeah, so
really?
We would always be in lines every Saturday, ever since I could even walk. I'd be in strollers, but we'd always be in the lines, and then we'd all get the matching Jordans that would come out.
All right, so explain what you're talking about, because some of the people that are over 60 have not changed the channel yet.
Okay,
so what does that even mean?
So basically, with Jordans, ever since, the 90s, they come out every Saturday.
Jordans come out every Saturday.
Yeah, the retro, the one it's not every Saturday, but the hot pair, it's going to come out on a Saturday.
Okay.
And so basically ever since I was younger, before I could even walk, we were in the lines for the new Jordans every weekend. So I still have shoes that are, this big and all that.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow, that is crazy. And what about you, Tim? What'd you think?
Honestly, for me, when I was younger, I was always into the flashy stuff, the flashy colors. I was that kid who was wearing neon orange, neon blue, neon green. Didn't really get into the resale or the designer, the fashionable part of the sneakers till I was middle school, high school area. But other than that, I've always looked at someone's shoes before looking at anything else on them, which is funny to say, I guess.
All right, so here's what I need you guys to. We need to step back, because I am not sure a lot of people know what in the world we are even talking about. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I need you to explain to them why there are stores like yours. Need you to give a little explanation about what the shoe game is and what makes you different. What makes your store different from the Foot Locker or from Dick's? Give a little explanation and pretend that the people you're talking to don't even have a clue what we're talking about.
Okay. Well, basically, that's a big question that we get, a lot too in the store. They don't really have the stuff at Finish Line and Foot Locker that we have. A lot of the stuff that we have, it's sold at Finish Line and Foot Locker, but then it's sold out that day. So, the shoes usually sell out in seconds and stuff, and they usually are sold to stores like us or to, the people that wanted the shoe. But they have a resale, so a shoe could be an average retail $190, but the resale could be $300 to $1,000. It all depends on the shoe.
So your store is a resale store, but not like Tim, how do you explain it?
It's really honestly like the easiest way to explain it to someone that is a little older, it's like stocks. So a shoe, it's going to come out for its starting value, right? So it might be $190 in the store, like you said, the average retail price. But then the demand for that stock is going to go way up. So people are buying in on it. That $190 shoe might jump up to $250. Wait 2 more years from that, people are like, wow, I really missed that shoe 2 years ago. I'm willing to pay $500 on it. Wait in a couple more years, someone's like, I'll give you $1,000 for that shoe. So it's really like a stock market. There's even apps that show like the graphs and how it fluctuates up and down. All prices, the resale game is crazy, yeah.
So are the shoes that you're selling, what portion of the shoes that you guys sell at your store have been on people's feet?
So we actually do have like a used section too, and another way to kind of explain our store, it's like a pawn shop, but just for sneakers. So you can come there, you can sell a shoe, you can buy a shoe, or you can trade for a shoe. You know, and a lot of people with their old shoes, they'll bring us their old shoes. We give them like store credit, and then they use that store credit to buy a new shoe, basically.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this is just so wild. It's just such a wild thing. So you guys go out and you are constantly hunting for undervalued shoes.
Yep.
And then you either bring them to the store or you go to a show and display your shoes.
Exactly, yep.
So when you go to these shows to display your shoes, like are there 5 other vendors selling shoes, or like what's that like?
There's hundreds of other vendors. There's a lot, yeah.
We've been to some events where there's only 30 tables, and those are the bad ones.
Right.
But on average nowadays for the sneaker shows, 50 or more tables. Some of the bigger ones have 350 plus vendors selling kind of the same product as us, but some people just have that better colorway, the better silhouette, the one that came out years ago. Mm-hmm. It's like crazy because someone could have a shoe that they don't value that much, but someone else will value it even more.
So going and being in so your parents fully understood this, obviously, right?
Well, it wasn't like a thing really at the time. It kind of got like, I don't know, more popular and more popular going down the road.
Well, you mean the resale part of it?
Yeah.
But they understood the shoe game because you guys were in the lines.
Yep, exactly.
And so when you said that you were, kind of brokering shoes, they sort of, what about your parents?
My dad is still a little confused on it. My mom, she's 100% a supporter of it. But yeah, my dad never understood until we finally opened up shop 3 years ago.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's hard to wrap your head around. People are buying these shoes to make, profit.
Right.
You can't just go to the mall and buy that shoe. It's crazy. It's really just supply and demand. That's all it is.
You opened your store 3 years ago, and that was after many years of kind of selling on Facebook and kind of grinding it out in sales. So what is it like to have a resale shoe store?
It's a lot easier. We have a place to actually just bring the shoes rather than going home and, having them sit in our room and all that. Like, there's a time we even thought about getting a storage unit, but then that was right when we opened up the store. So it worked out, but it's a lot easier to just have like basically a home for it rather than having it out of our homes.
And how you guys have customers every day and in the store?
Yeah, we have some regulars. We have, I would say probably around 30 to 40 people that are in there once every day each week. Just they come say hi. They might see what's new in their size. They're like, oh, this shoe just came out. I need it, And we're able to supply it for them because we know a lot of people all around from traveling to the events.
Got it. So what has been the most difficult piece about having a retail store?
I think for us, it's the way stuff fluctuates. It's like a stock. So, things can be down, things can be up, or there's like a shoe that a lot of people want, but instead of them making 500,000, they make $1 million. So then everyone gets them, and then it's just like, oh, well, there's no room to be made. If everyone got them already, there's no one that we can sell them to. So it's like always different. There's different waves. Like every year, it's different. A shoe, like a model, is like more popular than others. It's always changing.
It's like a fashion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And so where did you get the money to open a store? And just, in bigger numbers, what does it cost to open a retail store? And did you have to build it out? Did you have the stuff? Round numbers. I'm not trying to go into this business yet.
I would say we started putting all of our shoes together. That was the easiest way.
What do you mean?
So we were doing it all on our own. I started when I was an 8th grader.
You two started to put your shoes together.
Yeah.
Yep. Got it.
We would put our shoes together, and then instead of I bought a shoe for $100, so he would give me $50, and then it was basically our shoe.
Yeah.
Right.
Rather than us having our own, we basically kind of just accumulated everything, so then we could open up the store.
But what about the actual furniture in the store and rent and stuff like that? Did you have to do a signage? I mean, is it what? And again, in round numbers, if I wanted to open a retail store selling whatever, what would you tell me that I would probably need to, aside from inventory? You guys had the inventory, which is great. What would you tell me? How much money would I need to put aside to do that?
So I would say, depending on location, it would be around 50 to 100,000 if you have the inventory. It all depends on the location, but around there.
So at the beginning, when you guys first opened, was it hard to be surviving and stuff?
When we opened up, the sneaker game was booming. Around the time we opened up was right after COVID. People had money, I would say. People were blowing money, I would say also. We were selling shoes like hotcakes. Mm-hmm. It's we were making pancakes that were shoes, and they were just selling because people were hungry, But yeah, pretty much what we relied on, we just kept stacking our inventory. I remember my front room, we had about 350 pairs just stacked up all along the walls.
And this is in the store?
No, this was at my dad's house when I was living with him 5 years ago.
Okay.
We started it off with maybe 30 pairs. We were let's just split these. Okay, these are ours. We're going to let them sit and marinate.
Right.
And then we kept adding, turning to 350 pairs. My dad's what are you doing with all these shoes? You got to sell them. I was they're going to sell, but we have a plan. And that's when we kind of got together. We're we have so many shoes. Let's open up the store. And we kind of relied on our own inventory to help us out, because 350 pairs on average, every pair is going to be around $250. So think about that.
Yeah.
5 pairs is $1,000. So
yeah,
that's kind of how we started up. We just kept building our inventory. And while we're building, we were obviously selling inventory too, left and right, making our small profit on that. But
what shoe have you, this is the culture piece, which I've got a special guest around here somewhere that's going to come in here, but what shoe have you bet on the highest and got creamed on?
Creamed on.
Do you remember?
There's got to be a good one. Got to be a good one.
So I'll let you guys think about that.
Okay.
What was, Tim, what was the first pair of culture sneakers that you owned?
So I was on eBay actually with him. He kind of got me all into the shoes.
Okay.
Me and him would hang out a lot, and he'd always have the freshest Jordans on. I'm wow, those are sick. Those are sick. My parents only got me Nikes. We would get whatever is left in Finish Line. That's what I'm getting. And there was just one day he came over, and I was those are sweet. He's you get a pair. I'm how? Where do you even get them from? And he introduced me to eBay, and I actually bought my very first pair of shoes was alternate 4s. It's an all white and red Jordan 4, and I wore those every single day until they were just nothing.
Right.
And what's crazy is after I wore them, I actually resold them, and that's kind of what got me into it. I wore them for probably 6 months, and then that was my first. I made money after wearing them. This is a crazy business to get into.
Oh my gosh! Wow. Do you guys think that that fashion influences sneakers, or sneakers influence fashion?
Sneakers influence fashion. Mm-hmm. Just from my mindset, like I said earlier, I look at people's shoes before I look at what they're wearing. It's crazy. You could be wearing all black, just a black t-shirt, black shorts. I'm looking at your shoes and I'm saying, that's a nice outfit, even though you're wearing something super plain. Yeah. Literally.
Wow. What do you think? So do you guys have people that can't afford to buy these? What's that like, selling someone a pair of shoes that you're dude, you don't look like you should be wearing these shoes?
Yeah.
Is that retail or no?
I would say, okay, we do have some customers, not as much anymore, but they would come in and a shoe would be up for $260, say. I got $240 on me, man. Would you please do it? And I don't know, they pull out their wallet. They like, I only have $240. I'm thinking in my head, like, are you serious? You're going to spend your last $240 on this?
Yeah.
And some people are just that hungry for that shoe, that style, just to look good rather than be financially stable.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's that hasn't changed since the beginning of time, I don't think.
Seriously though, yeah.
That's wild. So have you guys had any, along the way, have you had any major bumps with the store? Have you been robbed? Has anything terrible happened that you would tell another entrepreneur, watch out for this?
Luckily, we don't have a back door. So, yeah, and what happened was we were pretty sure that the people were trying to break into our store, but they broke into the store next to us because they had a back door. Yeah. Once they got in there, they realized it wasn't the store, and they ran out, and that was basically it. But they told us, they're like, hey, they're not going to come in here trying to steal our appliances. So,
yeah, it was DeRochers, and we figured they were probably confused looking around. Oh, we got dryers and ovens
hard to steal
in here.
A washing machine.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And what has been like the best part of having a store?
Seeing all the shoes. We get to experience a lot of different shoes. And, we might not hit on a shoe with the raffle, but someone might, hit on a shoe with the raffle that they'll bring it in just to let us check out, or we buy it. So.
Got it. Well, I'm going to bring Alyssa in. Alyssa, are you here? Yeah. All right. Alyssa is my personal shoe savant.
Okay.
And Alyssa's going to come in, and she's going to talk to you guys a little bit about the culture of the shoes and some of her favorites and what do you guys think are hot. And I think she's going to also open up these boxes. So, hey, guys, I appreciate you being here, and you're in good hands with Alyssa.
Appreciate you having us.
Thank you.
So, what's your favorite pair of shoes?
Favorite pair, I would say Jordan 3. Any Jordan 3. Basically any color, anything like that. Jordan 3.
Okay.
I would have to go with Jordan 4. I know it sounds cliche nowadays. That's a shoe everyone wants, Jordan 4, but it's just a clean pair. It's not too chunky, and it's pretty comfy, honestly.
Okay. So, would you argue that there's like different types of sneakers? Like, there's kind of the Nikes, Jordan sort of thing, and then there's like the, I don't know, fashion house designer kind of sneakers?
Yeah, I think so, and it changes a lot. Like, a lot of brands change nowadays. Like, right now, a lot of people like New Balance and Asics, which is crazy because I would have never thought of myself selling a New Balance or an Asic, but, that's what people want now. So
growing up, that was an old person shoe. Now I wear them on the regular, so it just shows you how the culture is.
Do you both have a pair of white New Balances with the black New Balance symbol?
I don't.
I don't have those, but I have a little bit crazier New Balances.
I'm a strictly Nike guy, so.
You think the dad mowing grass sneakers are ever going to come in?
Probably. There's always a time for everything, I feel like.
There always is a time for everything, and they comes in waves. So.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite, like, non-Nike, non-Jordan sort of shoe?
For me, it would probably be like the new Asics, the gels. I don't know what they're exactly called, but
1130 gel.
Yeah.
Yep. Me, it would have to be probably the 9060 New Balance that just came out. I'm actually wearing them today. They're like a chunky, super comfy, like you're walking on clouds.
I gotcha. What? Yeah. Have you showed the people what you got on?
Oh no.
Can they show their kicks?
I'll grab that afterwards.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, you didn't just want to like raise a leg? Okay. Well, are there any like collabs that have happened over the years that you guys really like or that you have in store? Like, I guess one that I think of, I love Virgil.
Yeah,
so,
Off-White stuff.
Off-White with Nikes. I feel like those have always been hot. You guys have any of those?
Any Off-White Nike we get, it sells the same day. If not, we might have it for an extra like day or two, but that's like the shoe we sell the most. Any Off-White Nike, it's going to sell the same day basically.
And even on top of the Off-White, Travis Scott, crazy rapper, everyone loves him. They love his shoes even more though. His shoes they range anywhere from $800 to $3,000, the resale value. And they all release for $170, but people are willing to pay that price for that name.
Yeah.
So, do you find that like the music collabs, like with like Travis Scott, Yeezy, doing that, like, are those the most popular kind of?
I would say more, the music artists,
the most influential, basically.
Yeah, influential people. Yeah, definitely that.
Do you feel that these people have kind of influenced what sneakers are popular? and
course, yeah.
kind of the overall style.
I think for sure, because if someone sees someone wearing the Travis Scott wearing the New Balance dad shoes, they're going to start wearing the New Balance dad shoes just because he has that much on the public, I would say.
Right.
Travis brought a lot of dunks back too. I feel like, you know,
Yep.
everyone started wearing dunks after, you know, Travis was seen wearing them and all that, his own pair.
Yeah, I would agree with you on that for sure. So one could argue shoes are kind of an accessory, right?
Yep.
Like crossbody, whatever. If you could only have or wear one accessory for the rest of your life, what would it be? Would it be shoe? Like bougie, like some cool shoes, some in the game shoes.
Yeah, for me it would have to be shoes. I've never really been into the jewelry. And then other than that, I'd wear a plain t-shirt and then just have a crazy $3,000 shoe on.
Yeah.
Be okay with that.
Is that like your go-to style?
I would say, super plain, super neutral, I would say, but then maybe a loud shoe at the bottom.
Okay.
It's crazy,
I like that too. What about you?
Basically the same way. Like if I had a shoe, it would be like a black cement 3, and I could probably wear that every single day, and it would still look good, and then I would still be able to put, you know, any outfit together with it. But yeah, mainly the shoes.
Yeah, I'm on your side with that. I don't know about you guys, but I sometimes will build outfits around
always.
shoes.
That's the only way to do it.
You start from the bottom up, pretty much.
Yeah.
Finish with a hat.
Yeah. Wait, so how have your guys' styles changed as you've been in the kind of fashion world for sounds like quite a while?
That's a good question.
Well, it's nice when we have like access to all, like even like the good brands. Like right now, Spider is like a really good clothing brand. It has a lot of resale to it. And like we get stuff like that, so then, you know, we can actually just wear it too. So it's nice having that, you know, and we're always just on the new brands because we need the new brands for us to sell. So
sure.
Exactly. And
even if we don't like it, you know, still gotta get it.
I feel like we've gotten a lot more neutral, especially us two. We used to dress very loud, I would say 5-6 years ago.
My hair was
You were
purple.
saying neon sneakers, right?
Yeah, so like there was a pair of Yeezys called the Zebras. They literally had the zebra stripes on them. I would wear my Zebras with some cut-up jeans, and then I would have a zebra jacket on. That's how I used to dress. But as I said before, I'm more of a neutral now.
Yeah.
I'd rather just have a loud shoe rather than a loud outfit.
Sure. You're the same?
Same way, yeah. I had probably, when I was younger, had about 5 or 6 different hair colors. I would change my hair, and it would match a lot of my shoes and all that, too.
You
So
were
I
changing
did a lot of,
to the shoe.
did a lot of crazy stuff. back in the
Okay.
day.
I gotcha. So, real talk. Most controversial pair of sneakers. What are they and why?
I'm thinking the Lil Nas Air Max.
With the blood in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are probably very controversial. Super demonic, honestly.
Yeah, because that was one that it was like even my family that weren't even into shoes.
Uh-huh.
They're like, "Oh, did you see that Lil Nas X shoe?" It's like, oh, so that's like, you know, very controversial. If, you know, they don't really know about shoes and they're asking me about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those freaked me out.
Yeah.
I thought they were a joke when they came out, to be
I did
honest
too,
with you.
yeah, but that was just a different one.
Yeah.
At least they have the 97s with the holy water in them to kind of counter it out.
Balance, right?
Yeah.
It's all balance.
Could have one on each foot.
Yeah.
What about like brand-wise? Are there any in particular brands that you find are kind of like people love it or people hate it?
It's a tough one.
Maybe Essentials right now.
Essentials or Yeezys.
Or Yeezy, yeah. It's a good look, but some are just ugly, I would say. Or some people think it's ugly. I would wear anything Essentials myself, but a lot of people think it's just too much of a baggy fit because that's kind of like the new style, I would say now. But then other than that, I don't know.
I would say maybe like Adidas.
Adidas,
you know, for a lot of people, I feel like like in the sneaker game, I feel like not everyone, but like some people are going to pick Nike, some people are going to pick Jordan. I mean, well, Nike, Jordan, or like Adidas. So it's like a lot of people that come in the store, they're only looking for Yeezys, and then there's some people that come in the store and they're only looking for Jordans or Nikes. So it's like you got to pick a side for some people, you know?
Yeah, speaking of StockX, I actually got an alert today, and it said the Yeezys were down like $100 or something.
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised, but maybe not.
Yeah, they just released a whole bunch of crazy colors that they've had just in their warehouse for a while. And like I said before, it's just supply and demand. The supply is just way too much with the demand not being there. So like you got that notification, they're just low, they're down. They're 100 less than what you would buy them on the app for.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because that's how you can get bit in the butt, I guess, in our industry. buy a shoe for $200 because it came out for $200, but the resale is only $100. So what are you going to do? You're taking a $100 L every time.
Yeah.
It's better just to stay away from those kind of pairs.
Mm-hmm.
So do you know going in that that's that's going to be the scenario, or is that something you've kind of learned and gotten a feel for over time?
Yeah, you basically learn on the way. It's like trial and error.
Sure.
You know, there's like some shoes you're like, oh, that shoe's gonna go for a lot. You know, some, and then you think it, and then they come out, or they come out with double the stock you think.
Exactly.
And, you know, all that. But there's like a lot of shoes that even if they're low at the time, you kind of know that they're gonna go up. So you actually will still buy that shoe, even though you can't really make any money on it right now. But you'll buy it because you know in a couple of months it'll definitely go up. It all depends. You know?
Gotcha. So what shoe have you lost the most amount of money on? Like, what was the biggest oof?
Biggest oof? I would say
Electric Orange, Heritage, or maybe Merino wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
Jordan 1s really.
It was the Jordan 1s because
Yeah.
that was the hottest pair at the time. You would actually buy a Jordan 1 and you would wait a year or two and you would actually be able to sell it for $100 to $200 more.
Yeah.
But then what Nike started doing was pushing out random colors, random stuff. They flooded the market, so we got like, the shoe was supposed to be like a shattered backboard 3.0, and on the 1.0 and the 2.0 they did really well. They were like $600-700.
Okay.
But the 3.0, it was just an electric orange, and it was going, retail was $200, and they go for like $120. So
Yeah.
we thought, oh, it's gonna be a nice shoe.
Yeah.
That was
Bought a
one
lot.
we were paying $170 on.
Yeah.
And we sold it for $120.
Yeah.
At least you sold it though, right?
Yeah.
Right?
And, just put it back into something else.
All right. So I'm gonna play a little game. Hot or not?
Okay.
You in?
Yeah.
Okay. Is this approved? Is this sanctioned?
Totally.
Sanctioned. Okay. So I'll just give you brands. You can insert picture
Okay.
in your head. Okay, so Sambas. We just talked about Adidas.
Mhm.
Hot or not? In your opinion, this is
Not in my opinion, but I know
Okay.
a lot of people wear them.
Hot, in my opinion, only for girls. I wouldn't have a guy. I wouldn't. I don't think it's like a guy shoe. I think it's a nice girl shoe.
okay.
For
What do
sure.
you say to soccer players who wear Sambas?
I don't know.
Do you think they can pull it off, or do you think it's not?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I
Fair enough.
wouldn't.
All right. Obviously, Air Jordans.
Hot.
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 Yeah, we've been wearing the same shoes since the 80s. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Rick Owens. Do you guys like the Rickies?
Some Ricks. I'd rather spend like $1,000 or $500 on a Jordan, rather than a Rick Owens, but they are nice shoes still. I would
Okay.
say hot.
I'm in the same boat. They're kind of more plain than not, though. So I'd say not, honestly. That's a hot take, but not hot.
I don't think it's a hot take. That's okay. The New Balance 550s.
550s it's a clean shoe. I would say hot. I wouldn't wear it because I only wear Nike, but it's a hot. I think so.
I would say hot, but that's like a beginner New Balance, I would say. Now they have so many different silhouettes. So that was one of the ones they started with when they kind of got back on track with Jack Harlow getting signed to them. He was always wearing the 550s. Those got really popular. I went through 2 or 3 pairs myself. I don't own any more because I'm more into the 9060, the 1160, 1190, 990. There's so many more New Balance now rather than just a 550.
When you're editing this, you're going to put pictures of the shoes in, right? Yeah,
You're gonna do
okay.
your best.
Very good, very good. All right. Air Force Ones. White Air Force Ones.
Hot. It's
Hot when they're not
timeless
creased.
shoe. Yeah, timeless shoe. I love the Air
Okay.
Force Ones.
What if they're a little brown?
Yeah, when they turn brown, I would say not.
Just got to get a new pair.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
All right. Off-Whites. Virgil's Off-Whites.
Virgil's?
Not the one since his passing.
Okay.
There's a lot. There's a whole bunch, so I would have to say hot because I feel like I like more than I don't. There's some I don't like, but I definitely like a lot more than I hate. So
Gotcha.
I'd say hot.
I would say hot because he throws kind of some wild stuff in there. And like I said earlier, I like that loud stuff, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Okay. On Clouds.
On Clouds.
I've seen them.
that's
Like,
Yeah, that's like a shoe that like
I didn't even know-
nurses wear and stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's like a
I put that one in there because I didn't know if that would be something that you guys.
it's not something we specialize in, but
I feel like I know every shoe still, but yeah, that's like I would say they're probably really comfortable, but not for me.
yeah, I would
Yeah.
say not on that
Yeah.
one.
All right. Alexander McQueen's. Do you guys like the Queenies or no?
I like them.
I would say nah. I would never
like
wear them.
Really?
Like I said, too plain.
Too
they all look
plain.
the same.
Yeah,
Okay.
I like them.
Yeah.
All
I would say
right.
hot.
Hot? Okay. When I think of controversial sneakers, I think of Golden Goose or the Geese.
Geese.
The Geesin, as I call them. Hot or not?
I like the dirty looking ones.
Really?
Ones, yeah. I like
This seems
those.
to be the most controversial. Okay.
Yeah, I would
I like
say
those.
nah. I just don't
Nah?
like how they look.
I like the dirty ones.
Because there's pretty wide range of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say hot. I like all that stuff. Even if I wouldn't wear it, I know it looks good. I still think it looks
Okay.
good.
You're still team not?
Yeah. Team not.
Fair
if I'm
enough.
not gonna wear it, I don't like it.
I like that. Okay, so are you guys pro wearing nice shoes? Like, are you pro wearing whatever's in these 3 boxes out on the street? Or
Oh,
are
yeah.
you like, no, this is art?
No, I like to wear my shoes. I like to wear them a lot. I even play basketball in some of them. It's what they're meant for. So, but
Yeah. Back
I
in
like
the
to wear
day.
them comfortably. So,
Yeah. People used to call me crazy when I would buy a brand new pair for like $750 and throw it on right away. Like, what am I gonna do? Just keep them in a box? And that's what's crazy too. A lot of our customers, they're consistently buying every Jordan. And then I'm like, oh, do you get to wearing those? 2.5 years ago, you bought them off us. Nah, they're still on ice. They say they never wore them. They're just in the box. I never understood that with any type of shoe. Why are you buying it to not wear it? I don't know.
Do you think it's like kind of like a Rolex? Like you guys talked about like the resale market. Like you can buy something at face value,
Yep.
but then on the resale market, like a Rolex is
That
be
is
way more
true.
expensive.
Yeah.
yep.
I guess it's smart either way you look at it.
And a lot of people will do that. So they'll buy a lot of shoes off of us, never wear them. And then say we get a Travis Scott, say we get an Off-White, they'll come bring all those shoes back that they bought off of us. We'll give them store credit so they can get that Off-White,
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Well, speaking of what's in the box, what's in the box?
Oh, I forgot about
All right,
those.
yeah, we'll start with the Air Jordan 4. These are the military blues.
It's like the newest release.
This is like one of the newest releases. This is one we're getting a lot of phone calls for right now. We sell this for around $300. Kid sizing $250. Retail on them was $240 plus
yeah,
tax
I
right
think it was
now.
around $230, $240.
This one right here, these are called the Lost and Founds. It's a remake of the OG Chicago's. Jordan's very first
Yeah.
pair
Is there a
colorway,
receipt in there?
pretty much. Yeah, and what's cool, these actually came out, what year?
It was last year.
2020. Yeah. 2022 they came out, and they actually come with like the original receipt
Yeah, from 1985.
from 1985. It's a remake, it's not a real receipt, but they threw this in every box just to make it look like, the vintage look. Even have the cracked leather up here. These are brand new too. That one. These ones run anywhere from 400 500, bigger sizes being 500. And then last but not least, these are crazy. Surprised we got our hands on a pair of these. These came out back in 2016
18.
or 18, and these actually go for $700 nowadays. When they retailed at what, 200?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a retail
225,
of 225 back in 2018, and if you kept them, I guess you're up a little bit of money. Super clean shoe.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like another shoe. It's like when they came out in 2018, though, they probably were going for around $300, $250, if that. But over time, they're up to $700 now. So it's crazy.
And they come in a crazy box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah. All the
So-
old shoes used to have cool boxes.
Do you think people would, like, for the most part, buy your shoes because they like what they look like, or because they're super rare collector's items? And
It's different for everyone.
Okay.
I think there are people that they only buy the hype stuff because of what it's worth, and then there's other people that they'll just buy what they like. It doesn't matter if it's $100 or $500, whatever
Gotcha.
they like. They'll buy.
all right.
Yeah, definitely.
So you mentioned essentials. What other sorts of brands do you carry in store? Like aside from shoes.
Essentials, Supreme. Everyone likes Supreme. They've been around for a while. We have the Spider, which is Young Thug's brand. That's pretty popular. His T-shirts they release for $90, and some have resale of $200 or more. And then the sweatshirts. What is retailing the sweatshirts?
120.
Yeah, $120 on
130.
sweatshirts, but they resell for $350. just because that supply is not there and the demand is super high. It's crazy. Just the way everything that we deal with is like a stock, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Or actually, they're around like 200, I think.
Retail, yeah, maybe
pants and top around $400.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, like down the line, how do you guys see yourselves growing and the business growing?
We would like to open up another store, but it's kind of hard sometimes with malls. They have like agreements with Finish Line and Foot Locker to where, stores like us can't go in there because we have stuff that I feel like people want more than, the stuff that people want in Finish Line and Foot Locker.
Right.
So it would be nice to open up another store or open up multiple stores or even try something else with the same concept of shoes.
Sure.
Try something else with that.
Okay.
I mean, end goal, just being nationwide, everyone knowing that name, Citywide Soles. That's the guys to get the shoes from. They're cool guys, entrepreneurs, and I want to buy shoes off them pretty much. That's the main goal, honestly, just to be well known all over, pretty much.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have social media?
Yep. So our Instagram is Citywide Soles 419. We have a website, citywidesoles.com. And then other than that, we don't really have like a TikTok or YouTube, but we're looking into it. So.
All right.
Yep.
If anything else you wanna say to the people out there?
Buy some shoes from us.
Yep.
That's it. Yeah.
You want cool shoes from cool people? Here you go.
Shoes for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
Citywide Soles.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
Yeah.